Hello dear students. So we will next move on to the maximum principle for the heat equation. So you have already studied the maximum principle for the wave equation. So we have already seen the weak maximum principle and the strong maximum principle, which says that the maximum value is attained on the boundary of that curve, of that domain, unless it is a constant. Okay. Now coming to the heat equation. So before going to the maximum principle, we will see some of these notations. So we consider a 3D heat equation. 3D means it is in 3 dimension. So we have 3 space variables x, y and z. T is the time domain. T is represent time. Okay. So the heat equation is ut equal to k delta u, where x, y, z element of where x, y, z are element in the domain and t greater than 0. So delta u represent uxx plus uyy plus uzz. Since it is 3 dimension, it is uxx plus uyy plus uyzz. So here we have ut equal to k delta u, where xyz element of D. So here it is not boundary of D, it is xyz in D. Okay, so this is a mistake. Now this is our heat equation in 3 dimensions. So here delta u is nothing but uxx plus uyy plus uzz. Okay, we have 3 spatial variables and 1 time variable. Now we define the domain here to be qt, because in domain here t is also there. Okay, so we have 4 tuples here. In the domain of this heat equation is qt. It contains set of all xyz in t such that xyz is an element of D. And what about t? T is the time. So suppose time is fixed to capital T. So small t varies from 0 to capital T. Okay. So which we can write it as qt. The domain is nothing but D cross 0 t. D is the spatial variable, contains x, y, z, and t is the time variable. Now we define the parabolic boundary of qt as, so the parabolic boundary is defined, it is a special type of boundary. The parabolic boundary of this domain is defined as D cross singleton set 0 union boundary of D cross 0 t. So it means that D means it will contain set of all xyz. Set of all xyz cross 0 means time t is 0 there. Okay. So time t is 0 there. Then union with what we have here, boundary of D. Boundary of the domain D, and here time varies from 0 to capital T. So here we have boundary of D, and the 4th coordinate we have as time t, where t varies from 0 to capital T. I will make it more clear. Okay. So here the top cover is D cross singleton set t, that is the time, the upper limit of time t, and D is xyz. So this is of the form xyz capital T. Okay. Now suppose we denote ch to be the class of all functions that are twice differentiable in qt with respect to xyz. So with respect to xyz it should be twice differentiable, because we have uxx plus uyy plus uzz. So twice differentiable with respect to xyz and once differentiable with respect to the time variable. So all those functions defined on qt, that is C21 of qt. Also we assume that this is these class of functions are continuous in qt closure. So ch denote the class of all functions which are twice differentiable in qt with respect to xyz and once differentiable with respect to time, and which are continuous in qt closure. So that is our ch. So first we make use of these notations to prove the theorem. So earlier I will make you more clear what is this parabolic boundary. Okay. Now suppose that we consider the domain D to be 0 pi cross 0 t. Okay. So this is the time domain and this is the domain for the spatial variables. Okay, so suppose I am considering only this x, y and t. Okay, so we have d to be the suppose d is this 0 pi. So in this case it will be more clear. So this is 0 to pi, and time we will take along this, so it is 0 to t. Okay, now what is so we have that time t is 0, time t is 0 along the x-axis. So this set of all x0 such that 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi. This is this L2, and in L1 we have 0t, that is x is 0 here, t varies from 0 to t. And in L3 we have pi t, 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to capital T. So the union of L1, union L2, union L3, that is the parabolic boundary. Union of these three lines are called the parabolic boundary. Now this parabolic boundary does not contain the top cover. What is the top cover here? This line is the top line here. And what is L4 is nothing but set of all xt such that x varies from 0 to pi. Here t is fixed. Okay, capital T is fixed. So x varies from 0 to pi. So that is the top cover. So here we written that the top cover is D cross singleton set T. Okay, so D is the domain cross singleton set T. T is the final time. So this is the top cover. So what we mean by parabolic boundary is it is a boundary without this top cover. Okay, so it is L1 union L2 union L3. That is the parabolic boundary. So by keeping all these notation in your mind, we are going to prove the, first of all, the weak maximum principle for heat equation, and it applies to the minimum also. So the statement is that let U element of CH be a solution to the heat equation ut equal to k delta U where xyz element of D t greater than 0 in Qt. Then U achieves its maximum or minimum on boundary of Qt. So Qt is our domain, capital Qt. What is capital Qt? It contains the elements of xyz, elements of capital D, xyz together with time. Okay, so it is xyzt. It has 4 tuples, that is Qt. And what is this? This is boundary of Qt. Okay, whatever the points are there in the boundary of Qt, that is. So the theorem says that U achieves its maximum or minimum on the boundary of Qt. And U is an element of CH, is a solution of the heat equation in 3 dimensions. What is CH? We have defined CH to be class of functions that are twice differentiable with respect to xyz and once differentiable with respect to t. Also they are continuous in Qt closure. Okay. So here we have defined the CH. So now we will go to proof. So you can see that we will prove this with respect to maximum of U only, because as we did for the earlier cases, that is for wave equation, we can do for minimum also, because if U satisfies heat equation, so does minus U, hence the minimum of U also follows from this maximum principle. So we will prove for maximum of U only. Now before proving that theorem, we have to prove a proposition 7.16, which is very important for the proof of this maximum principle. So let us see what is proposition 7.16. So the statement is, let V be a function in CH satisfying Vt minus k delta V is less than 0 in Qt. Then V has no local maximum in Qt. Moreover, V achieves its maximum on the boundary of Qt. So here V is a function in CH and it satisfies Vt minus k delta V less than 0. Okay, here you can see it is not equal to 0, it is less than 0 in Qt. Then V has no local maximum, it has no maximum inside Qt. Moreover, V achieves its maximum in the boundary of Qt. So first we will prove this. Now suppose that on the contradiction, suppose that V has a local maximum at some point inside Qt. Let that point be small q. So if it has a maximum, if it achieves a maximum of Qt, then we know that the derivative, the first derivative will be 0 with respect to t will be 0. Similarly, the variables are x, y and z. So with respect to x, y and z are also the first derivative are 0. Okay, so we have Vt at q equal to 0. But the given equation is Vt minus k delta V less than 0, which implies Vt is less than k delta V. Now if Vt at q is 0, this implies that we suppose that k is positive, so it implies that delta V at q is greater than 0. Okay. Now delta V at q is greater than 0 is a contradiction because here we have the second derivative. If it attains a maximum at q, then the second derivative must be negative. Okay, so we must have Vxx plus Vyy plus Vzz at q to be less than 0. So here we got a contradiction. Hence we can say that we cannot have a local maximum at some point inside the domain, inside Qt. So hence we have no local maximum in Qt. Now if it has no maximum on Qt, then the maximum must be achieved on the boundary. Okay. Now in here we have to show that V achieves its maximum not only in boundary, but here we have the symbol P, which implies parabolic boundary. So it means that it is not achieved, it is achieved on the parabolic boundary. So parabolic boundary means the boundary excluding the top cover. Okay, so it means that we have to show that the boundary is not attained on the top cover. Then we are done. Okay, so since the maximum is not attained inside, it must be attained, the maximum must be attained because the CH means it is continuous in the closure also. Hence the maximum or minimum value must be attained. So if it is not attained inside, it must be attained on the boundary. Now we have to show that it is attained on the parabolic boundary. It means that we have to exclude the possibility of attaining maximum on the top cover. So the top cover is nothing but D cross singleton set T. Okay, that is set of all x, y, z, t, capital T. T is fixed. Now suppose that if the maximum, we again assume the contradiction. If the maximum is achieved at a point x0, y0, z0, t on the top cover. So this is a point on the top cover. So on the top cover t is fixed. If it is attained at that point, so again we have Vt at this point should be greater than or equal to 0. This point is again denoted by, again here this is not P, this is Q. Okay, there is a mistake here, this is not P, this is Q. So suppose that this point x0, y0, z0, t, at this point suppose maximum value is achieved. This point lies on the top cover. Now at this point we have VTHQ should be greater than or equal to 0. Now what happens if VTHQ is less than 0? If VTHQ is less than 0, it means that here we have the slope is decreasing. Okay, so it means that V at x0, y0, z0 at t is greater than V at x0, y0, z0 at capital T for t less than capital T. So if you take a t is fixed, so if you take a small t which is less than t, then if this derivative is negative, this is the first derivative. Okay, if this is negative, it means that this quantity is greater than this. Okay, because slope is decreasing. Now this is not possible because we have assumed that maximum is achieved at this capital T. Okay, maximum is achieved at this. Hence this is not possible. So we conclude that Vt at q is greater than or equal to 0. Now we have the equation is Vt minus k delta V less than 0. So Vt is less than k delta V. So if Vt is greater than or equal to 0, it means that delta V is greater than 0. Okay. So delta V greater than 0, again it is a contradiction because if the maximum is achieved at q, then delta V must be less than 0. Hence, it means that the maximum is not achieved on the top cover. So it is achieved on the parabolic boundary. It is not achieved inside. It is not achieved on the top cover. So it must be achieved on the parabolic boundary. So hence maximum is not achieved on the top cover. So we achieves its maximum on the parabolic boundary of QT, that is dou P QT. Okay. So we have proved that proposition. Now we will move on to the maximum principle. So we will prove the maximum principle now. So for epsilon greater than 0, suppose we define V to be U of xyz minus epsilon t. And suppose M is the maximum value of U on the parabolic boundary. Okay. So M is the maximum value of U on the parabolic boundary. We have to show that U achieves its maximum. Our aim is to show that U achieves its maximum on the parabolic boundary. That is, we have to show that U is less than or equal to M. That is, the value of U at all other points are less than or equal to M. M is the value achieved on the parabolic boundary. Okay. So our aim is to show that U less than or equal to M. Now, we already have that we have U equal to V plus epsilon t. So maximum of V in the parabolic boundary is less than or equal to maximum of U in the parabolic boundary. Okay, because we have U equal to V plus epsilon t. Now from here we have V is U minus epsilon t. So it means that Vt is Ut minus epsilon, Vxx is Uxx, Vyy is Uyy, Vzzz is Uzz. So it means that Vt, we will see what is Vt minus delta V here. Vt minus delta V is Ut minus delta U minus epsilon. Now Ut minus delta U is equal to 0 because Ut equal to delta U, because U is in the statement we have U satisfy heat equation. Okay, so we have Ut equal to delta U. So we have this Vt minus delta V is minus epsilon, and since we have taken epsilon greater than 0, we must have Vt minus delta V less than 0. So so it meets the criteria of the proposition that we have just proved. Okay, from that proposition we will get that V achieves its maximum on the parabolic boundary. Okay, so V achieves its maximum on the parabolic boundary. Also we have this inequality, that is maximum of V on the parabolic boundary is less than or equal to maximum of U on the parabolic boundary. So maximum of U on the parabolic boundary is denoted by capital M. So we have V is less than or equal to capital M. Now what is now we have U is V plus epsilon t. We have U is V plus epsilon t. So we have U is less than or equal to M plus epsilon t. And since this epsilon is arbitrary, we get U less than or equal to M. So we have M is the value attained by U on the parabolic boundary. So it means that the maximum value of U is attained on the parabolic boundary. Hence the proof. Okay, thank you.